Welcome to a new video on my channel. Today I will show you how to create your own trading bot, completely free of charge. By that, I mean you don't need a bot provider like Free or Alerta or similar, which incurs monthly costs. No. Through a feature on a platform, this type of trading now works completely for free. I have been doing this for a while, and for me, it was also futures. Why am I showing you the video today? A colleague of mine, you will also see the screenshot. He is already doing this with a higher amount in futures. However, it is somewhat trapped. I believe it has cost $400 in fees by now, which of course comes out of his profits. But what I am showing you makes all of that irrelevant. We are now going into screen monitoring. I will show you a live example of how I did it. You see the success rate, which is 100%. And then I will show you how it works in detail. You can also see my performance live. What I had 92 trading with a 100% win rate. The average trade was open for 22 hours. As you can see, the profit at its maximum might not look like much, but I was trading and testing this from May to July with just $1,000. You see, it actually worked wonderfully, and it made about 15% profit, and then I increased it to $3,100. And I did this from July 10th to the 31st. In July, I added approximately $120 to the portfolio, which is incredible. Now we have a problem. We have a profit of $272 here. And I just want to show you that if you normally trade, you need an external bot provider. And if you look at what you need, it amounts to about $37 per month, which is incurred at free commerce if you want to run more than one. At Wonder Trading, it is at least $5 to $20, and Alerta Drone is $29. If we look at this now and subtract this here, that has been an average of $100 over these 3 months, then the profit would of course be significantly reduced, which is not exactly brilliant. And that's why today I'm giving you a guide on how you can replicate this one-to-one on an exchange, just as I am showing you in the chart, where we are talking about a dollar cost average strategy here. This means we are always going long. Now, of course, one can ask what happens in a bear market. I will show you how this performance looks in a bear market. But of course, you could also short it. You'll get a guide from me on all of this, but always pay attention to the disclaimer. You have to be very patient sometimes with the dollar cost average trades. What is actually happening here? He is simply going long and buying at certain intervals to lower the average purchase price. And if we then exceed a certain average purchase price, which in this case is represented by the red line, and this green line here is triggered, then we have 1% profit. And then it all happens again from the beginning. And there you can see in the past how fully automated it is. Don't worry, you don't need a bot provider or anything like that here. You will really get the guide from me on how you can do this on the exchange without having to trust any signals or similar things. What I want to show is that sometimes patience is required. But that is in this case because we are doing it in the spot market, and I will tell you shortly why that is more reasonable than in futures. And if we are long here, for example on the 21st, in October, this position was only closed on October 28th. This means that one had to be patient for about a week for this take profit to be reached again. Of course, many might say that it's a disaster in a bear market. No, we have here, so you can see, the bear market started around November 8th and was over again around August 1st in the year 2022. And despite everything, this very strategy took 21%. The drawdown looks tough, but positions were open for a very, very long time. However, if you do this in futures and the position is open for a long time, it can look like this. There are ongoing funding fees in futures trading, and a colleague of mine is here, I believe, with $15,000 equity and 2x leverage, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere in this area. He sent me this screenshot today and said, hey, look, the fees are starting to pile up now. He obviously needs to raise his take profit so he doesn't close it at a loss. And that's why I said, yes, then just put it in the bot. Because when you have phases like now, where he has been in it longer and is simply at a loss, you have to deduct that from your profit. And that's obviously not so nice. And if we look here at what this bot has achieved percentage-wise, exactly with these settings, I will quickly open the strategy tester. I will make this bigger again. Here you can see it now. He made $109 in profit with a $3,100 account in the last 40 days. That's 3.55%. That's quite reasonable, especially with a 100% success rate in this case. He just can't calculate it with a 100% success rate. You see here 75% is stated. The profit factor is still extremely good. And a drawdown. Why does the drawdown occur? Because of trading, and that's why I have drawn this line, this white one here. Cannot understand in a strategy that there is an average purchase price that has been lowered. Because with each purchase in this red line, the average purchase was lowered. It is now somewhere in this area approximately. If we were to reach this green line, that would be the take profit, which is 1%. As mentioned, this is just a visual representation. You will also receive this script from me so that you can conduct this backtest yourself. And that on your platform, just to replicate it, or rather on the platform that I will show you shortly, where it is simply free. But what does it look like for people who say, okay, I want to do this with a bit more cash? This is now, for example, an $18,000 account. And with an $18,000 account, 881% has been made in the last 40 days, from 4.9% on the portfolio. Also incredible. If we look at altcoins, which are a bit more volatile, we are talking about Solana. Solana has made 16% in the last 40 days with the same settings, and Doge has achieved 101% in the entire year of 2024. So really genius from this trading strategy. Just a quick note now, before we get to the last part, which is the most important and exciting about how you can do it for free. I will also show you the script on how you can perform these backtests yourself. It's called Backtesting Free Commerce DCR Bot V2 by Ruxam. And you can download it, then you can replicate exactly these backtests that I have shown you here. But now we come to the platform. I want to show this now, and this is really brilliant. I haven't found it like this on any other platform. Bitget has introduced this so that you can do it on the exchange itself, in spot trading, without incurring ongoing fees, and that is of course very, very brilliant. For everyone who is not yet with Bitget, check the video description. You will get a 20% discount on all trading fees, which will naturally affect the profits in this case. But what does it look like now? So that we can replicate exactly what I have shown you here on Bitget. You go to the bot section here, then click on Advanced, and there you will find the spot martingale. And it has martingale for spot trading, which so far, from what I've seen on the platforms where I'm active, no one else has, allowing you to replicate it one-to-one. If you have it like this and you are in this spot martingale bot, then you can go to manual creation here. In this case, I will now show you this with Ethereum, so you can see exactly visualized how the settings are that I have over there on the script. And now I say, for example, that the price development is trending downwards. In this case, I work with 0.7%. If the price goes down, it should open a new order. In this case, I want to place 30 orders. The size of the first order and each subsequent order should be $100. That means in this case, the SE says I need $31.06 to operate this bot. And then you simply enter where my take profit target is. And I say, just like it is in the bot over there, I want to have a 1% take profit. If I summarize this a bit, you can see exactly what is happening. This means that in this case, with this bot, as I created it in the script, I would buy Ethereum one last time at $13. And that is quite a bit, of course, when we dump that much and then just have to wait for the pullback to take the 1% profit. And in this case, with spot, that means exactly these fees that my colleague incurred are completely eliminated here, and you just need to have some patience. But how does it look now? You can click on order reference here, and then if you scroll down further, where was my last order placed? At 1913, the price would need to go back to 2178 for me to reach my take profit. And that is of course very, very brilliant. Number one, even if one were to trade in futures, one would not be liquidated with an X leverage. In this case, it is spot. And you would have simply taken the 21% drop now and would need to wait for this small recovery to take 1%. The good thing is what we have now. This whole area here, which we have, I will make this part white. If we have this area and we go further down, and the price drops and takes a new take profit here, for example, then it is such that this whole area suddenly moves down, and we have our new last entry in this area at 1.606. However, if we continue to fall and our new take profit is set further down and is reached, then it will push further down again, and in that case, our new last order would be at $1,381. This all happens, of course, if the price goes up, then everything moves up with it. And what is really, really genius is that you can make up to 99 orders here. This is really, really brilliant. That means if you really say you have money on the side and you just want to let your trading run without doing much, everything would be secured up to $745 with an investment of just $10,000 if you take it that way. Regarding how well you are secured here, and you saw the performance at the beginning, of course it could be that we experience an ultimate drop and enter a bear market, but here you only have spot purchases. And the spot purchases, you can leave them until the price hopefully recovers at some point. Be aware of this risk. However, you can also do it the other way around. This means you don't normally go long, but you do it short. That means you want to short all of this. If you think we are now in a bear market, maybe check out my video at the end, which I will link for you now. I have given you top and bottom indicators for when bull and bear markets are likely to start or stop, and we really have almost a top or bottom in it. Let's briefly look at the advanced settings for those who might be interested. We have the initial situation of immediate trigger. This means that every time the take profit is reached, a new order is opened, and everything starts anew. Then we have a price trigger. When you say, okay, I believe based on a chart analysis, I want to start lower at some point because we are dropping further, and I want to enter either lower or higher. Then we also have the average price from the previous cycle, which you wait for either RSI or the Bollinger Bands. Personally, what I have shown you is the immediate trigger. And that is also what you see here in these strategies that I have shown you. And in this case, I wouldn't change anything with the rest now. Here we have the total volume. Of course, the take profit should be calculated from the total volume, then the investment safety order of the price. There is a multiplication, which I would not apply. Also the multiplier in save the order. This means that if you fall by 1% and then buy again, the next new purchase price would be at 2%. But you wouldn't always buy for $100 here, but rather once when you set the multiplier to 2, $100, then $200, then $400, then $800. So that's really intense. Then you still have the option here to set the number of cycles. You can create an infinite loop here. And what is important is, if you want to end it and you say, okay, I want to stop the bot now, and you are buying whole Ethereum in this case, and you now say, I want to manually stop the bot, then you need to decide here about this selling upon termination. If you want to hold the Ethereum you bought, then click this away. You need to do this before setting up the trading bot. Or you say, no, all the purchased Ethereum, everything I have bought now should be sold, and I want to go back into US Tether, then you need to check this here. And this is the opportunity. You have to create this bot with the performance I have shown you, 1-to-1. And that is precisely the reason why I show this, because you can sleep peacefully while trading here. If you say you have a bit of capital set aside and you don't want to leave this US Tether lying around, but rather want to make it work, then this is a wonderful opportunity. However, be aware of the risks, as we can easily dump if someone uses the wrong coin. Massive altcoins can make incredible percentages, experiencing massive movements. They can also fall so far that you may never get your money back. Consider doing this more with altcoins like Ethereum and these top 10 coins. However, please be aware of the risks. Check the disclaimer in the video description. Otherwise, I would be happy. You have a link in the video description. You get a 20% discount for Bitget. You also have a bonus that you can use for this. And if there are any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments or join the Telegram group, which is also linked below. And we can talk about it there. Otherwise, I want to say thank you much for liking, sharing, which I hope you are doing now, and also commenting. Bye bye.